Winchell Thoroughbreds Midnight Bourbon worked 5 furlongs in 1:02.40 over a fast track at Churchill Downs, while earlier at Parks, Mark Schwartz's Brooklyn Strong worked 5 furlongs in 1:00.92 to punch his ticket to Louisville for Kentucky Derby 147 for trainer Danny Velasquez. Later Monday morning, a field of 14 3-year-old fillies were entered for Friday's 147th running of the $1.25 million Longines Kentucky Oaks, GI. Bourbonic, Dynamic 1, Known Agenda, Sainthood. Trainer Todd Pletcher's Derby 4-bagger was swinging for the fences Monday morning at Churchill Downs as they continued their preparation for this coming Saturday's big game known as Kentucky Derby 147. Each of the well-bred youngsters galloped approximately 1.25 miles on a sunny Kentucky morning, and they all earned a thumbs up from Pletcher after they reported back to his barn 42 on the track's backside. Heading out first at the start of the 7:30 to 7:45 a.m. special training period for Derby and Oaks contenders were Florida Derby, GI, winner Known Agenda, with exercise rider Carlos Perez Quevedo aboard, and New York's Wood Memorial, GII, runner-up Dynamic 1, with Hector Ramos in the tack. They were followed at 7:50 by Wood Memorial winner Bourbonic, Ramos, and Turfway Park's Jeff Ruby Stakes, GII, runner-up Sainthood, with Amelia Green up. The colts were likely to follow a similar pattern for the rest of the week, with possible side trips to the starting gate and paddock mixed in, Pletcher said. So far, so good, he said. Brooklyn Strong. Mark Schwartz's Brooklyn Strong passed the last hurdle and is now Kentucky Derby bound after working 5 furlongs in 100.92 at Parks Monday. He will depart his Bensalem, Pennsylvania base at 6 p.m. Monday and is expected at Churchill by 6 a.m. Tuesday. It was perfect, trainer Danny Velasquez said. I'd like to say it went just as planned, but none of this has been planned. We're excited. He worked great. Cooled out great. He'll have all day to relax before he leaves. Brooklyn Strong, who ended 2020 by winning the Remsen Stakes, GII, at Aqueduct, will be making only his second start of 2021. He was most recently 5th in the Wood Memorial April 3rd in his debut. Essential Quality, Mantle-Aun, trainer Brad Cox's Derby duo of Godolphin's Essential Quality and Judd Monty Farms' Mantle-Aun had a spirit to jog Monday morning at Churchill Downs. Both horses came out of their Saturday works great and we're just doing our normal routine leading into race day, Cox said. They'll both gallop Tuesday and we'll just make sure they're happy until Derby Day. Helium, Soup and Sandwich, DJ Stables Helium and Live Oak Plantations Homebred Soup and Sandwich both schooled at the starting gate and galloped 1.5 miles over the track Monday morning, with the former looking particularly strong for trainer Mark Cass. Assistant trainer David Carroll was happy with how the morning went, even though both colts may go about it in different ways. That's who Helium is, he likes to train and he's fresh and on the muscle, Carroll said. Soup and Sandwich, you really only see that from him when he breezes. But they are both doing great, they schooled beautifully at the gate, and now we're just hopeful we'll get some luck at the draw, Tuesday. Hidden Stash, BBN Racing's Hidden Stash galloped 1.5 miles with trainer Vicky Oliver aboard early Monday morning at Keeneland. A similar activity is planned for 5:30 Tuesday morning before Hidden Stash vans to Churchill Downs. Highly Motivated, Claire Ravitch Stables Highly Motivated went back to the track for the first time since his final Derby workout Saturday morning for trainer Chad Brown, jogging under exercise rider Peter Roman. I gave him a jog all the way around with the pony, just to see how he was moving and stretching himself out, Brown said. I'm really happy with how he looked and he's going to go back to galloping tomorrow. I'll do a little paddock schooling one of the days and we'll be in good shape. Hot Rod Charlie, the TwinSpires.com Louisiana Derby, GII, winner and racing millionaire Hot Rod Charlie got his first feel for the Churchill Downs racing strip Monday morning by going through a handy 1-mile jog with exercise rider Johnny Garcia in the tack during the 7:30 to 7:45 training period for Derby and Oaks runners. Trainer Doug O'Neill, Already a two-time Kentucky Derby winner, I'll have another in 2012 and Nyquist in 2016, was a most interested observer as his charge went through his paces. We both shipped well Sunday, the ebullient O'Neill offered. I always ship well. Charlie seemed more than ready to take on his assignment Monday, but he had to go some to outdo his pony, the Hall of Famer Lava Man, who accompanied the sophomore on his journey east and acted like a young boy, despite his 20 years, as he led the way to the racetrack. Lava Man, the world's greatest claim, $50,000 that parlayed into more than $5.2 million, attempted retirement a bunch of years back, but was so unhappy with pasture life that he was returned to the racetrack. He has flourished in his new role schooling the youngsters and has earned the nickname Coach from the folks at the O'Neill barn. O'Neill indicated that Hot Rod Charlie would jog again Tuesday, then gallop up to Saturday's $3 million run for the Roses. Keep in mind, who broke his maiden last fall at Churchill Downs in the Kentucky Jockey Club, GII, schooled in the gate and then galloped 1.5 miles Monday at 7:30 a.m. Trainer Robertino Diodoro, who arrives in Louisville Monday evening, said Keep in Mind schooled without blinkers and will be entered Tuesday without blinkers. King Fury, Fern Circle Stables and Three Chimneys Farms. King Fury was out on the track Monday morning during the period reserved for Kentucky Derby and Oaks horses. With exercise rider Lalo Jose Quiroz aboard, King Fury followed up on Saturday's work with a jog and a gallop. Uncomplicated, said trainer Kenny McPeak after King Fury and Oaks contender Crazy Beautiful came off the track. Coming off the work, I jogged them a mile and galloped them a mile. This is a typical routine, we're not going to change anything from what we would do for any other race. Like the King, racing groups like the King galloped 1.5 miles under exercise rider Jose Hernandez Monday morning at Keeneland for trainer Wesley Ward. A similar activity is scheduled for Tuesday morning at 6 o'clock before Like the King thence to Churchill Downs. Ward said he probably would be at the post position draw scheduled at 11 a.m. in the Aristides Lounge at Churchill Downs. Medina Spirit, Hall of Fame trainer Bob Baffert made his first appearance at Churchill Downs since winning the rescheduled Kentucky Derby last September with Authentic on Monday. He arrived at the barn shortly after watching his 2021 Derby prospect Medina Spirit gallop 1 3/8 miles from the grandstand. I was hoping to enjoy my Derby win a little longer, but it's always great to be back at Churchill Downs, Baffert said. I love coming here. It looked like we were coming with something really live a couple of months ago. Life is good, looked really strong, but that's part of the business. I think we're here with a horse that's in the top 10. I usually like to come in with a top 5 type horse. He's top 10. He shows up every time. He's run second to some really nice horses. He's doing well over this track. Medina Spirit trained at the 7:30 a.m. time allotted for Kentucky Oaks and Derby horses along with stablemate Concert Tour. Although Concert Tour has the points needed to run on virtue of his win in the Rebel Stakes, GII, and third in the Arkansas Derby, GI, Baffert said he would not be entered Tuesday and is instead being pointed toward the Preakness Stakes. Midnight Bourbon, Superstock, Winchell Thoroughbreds. Midnight Bourbon, in what will likely be the last major workout from the 20 prospective Derby starters, went 5 furlongs in 1:02.40 under exercise rider Wilson Fabian. The son of Tisno posted splits of 24.40 and 49.60 and galloped out 6 furlongs in 1:16.20. I'm very happy with how he went, Asmussen said. We got exactly what we wanted and he continues to do very well. Irv Woolsey's and Asmussen's father Keith Superstock went back to the track for the first time since his final Derby breeze Saturday morning and jogged 1 mile alongside assistant trainer Scott Blasey aboard the pony. Obazos, Bernard Racing, Tag Team Racing, West Point Thoroughbreds and Terriel Stevens. Obazos galloped about 1.5 miles under Margarito Firo for trainer Greg Foley. We'll probably school him in the paddock at some point this week and be ready for Saturday, Foley said. Rock Your World, Trainer John Sadler and the 3-year-old colt Rocker World shipped from California to Louisville Sunday and both went trackside Monday morning for the special 7:30 to 7:45 training period for Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks runners. Rocker World, an undefeated son of Candy Ride, just stretched his legs for the first time at Churchill Downs in an easy 1-mile jog around the big oval with exercise rider Javier Meza in the boot. The tall, dark youngster was a picture as he went through his paces in professional fashion. "I'll gallop him the rest of the week, then just walk him on race day," Sadler said. Rocker World is owned by Sadler's chief clients, Californian brothers Costa and Peternes, along with their partner, David Talla. He was a $650,000 Keeneland yearling purchase who clicked in his first race on New Year's Day at Santa Anita on the grass, then followed that up with a further tally on the turf in the listed Pasadena Stakes over the same course on February 27. The connections were encouraged enough by their colt's abilities to throw him into the deep end of the pool in the Great Santa Anita Derby on April 3 and were promptly rewarded with a 4 1/4 length triumph in front-running fashion over 9 furlongs on dirt. Shortly thereafter, they went from the deep end of the pool to ocean swimming by putting his name on the list for Kentucky Derby 147. California-based Umberto Poli had been aboard Rocker World for his 2 California Stakes scores, but when Sadler favorite Joel Rosario came open for the Run for the Roses the switch was made. Rocker World will be one of the favorites for the 10-furlong Classic this Saturday. Shaping up, the Kentucky Derby, likely starters in the 147th running of the $3 million Kentucky Derby presented by Woodford Reserve, Grade I, for 3-year-olds at 1 1/4 miles on Saturday, May 1 in order of preference, with possible jockey and trainer, Essential Quality, Louis Seas, Brad Cox, Hot Rod Charlie, Flavian Pratt, Doug O'Neill, Superstock, Ricardo Santana Jr., Steve Asmussen, Like the King, Drayden Van Dyke, Wesley Ward, Known Agenda, Irad Ortiz Jr., Todd Pletcher, Rocker World, Joel Rosario, John Sadler, Bourbonic, Kendrick Carmouche, Todd Pletcher, Medina Spirit, John Velasquez, Bob Baffert, Midnight Bourbon, Mike Smith, Steve Asmussen, Mantelone, Florent Giroux, Brad Cox, Highly Motivated, Javier Castellano, Chad Brown, Helium, Julian Leperoux, Mark Cass, Soup and Sandwich, Tyler Gaffalian, Mark Cass, Dynamic One, Jose Ortiz, Todd Pletcher, Sainthood, Corey Lanery, Todd Pletcher, Hidden Stash, Rafael Bejarano, Vicky Oliver, Obazos, Marcelino Pedroza, Greg Foley, King Fury, Brian Hernandez Jr., Kenny McPeak. Keep in mind, David Cohen, Robertino Diodoro, Brooklyn Strong, Umberto Poli, Danny Velasquez. Longines Kentucky Oaks Update. Shadwell Stables Malathaat has been installed as the 5-2 favorite in a field of 14 fillies entered Monday morning for Friday's 147th running of the $1.25 Longines Kentucky Oaks, GI. Ava's Grace, trainer Robertino Diodoro was monitoring the Kentucky Oaks draw on his drive from Hot Springs, Arkansas to Louisville and was pleased when he learned his Fantasy Stakes runner-up Ava's Grace had drawn post position 7. "I think it's good," Diodoro said. "It looks like the speed is to the inside of us, which is good." Ava's Grace galloped 1.5 miles under Walter Davila early Monday. Diodoro said he's pleased with how his filly is coming into the race. "She's good, very good," he said. "I was there for her work, which was very good, last Friday. We just have to keep her healthy and happy until Friday." Clarier, Pauline's Pearl, Stone Street Stables homebreds Pauline's Pearl and Clarier both walked the Shedra Monday morning, a day after completing their final Oaks preparations for trainer Steve Asmussen, and are scheduled to go back to the track Tuesday morning. Pauline's Pearl drew the rail for the Oaks while stablemate Clarier drew post 3. Coach, Travel Column, Fairgrounds Oaks, GII. Winner Travel Column galloped 1.5 miles during trainer Brad Cox's first set of training at 5:15 a.m. I'm hoping we draw somewhere in the middle of the gate with speed to our inside, jockey Florent Giroux said about 1 hour prior to the draw. Giroux's wish was granted when travel column drew post 6 for the Oaks. Cooper Racing's coach galloped 1.5 miles at 5:45 a.m. and drew post 9 for the Oaks. Luis Sees has the call. It's great being a Louisville guy having a horse in the Oaks, owner Rick Cooper said. It's the most exciting time of year in this city and it's really special to be involved in this race as an owner. Competitive speed. John Minchello's competitive speed jogged 2 miles under exercise rider Anthony Gallo for trainer Javier Gonzalez. Third in the Gulfstream Park Oaks, GII, in her most recent start, competitive speed drew post position 13 for Friday's Oaks in which she will be ridden by Chris Landeros. I was hoping for something between the 7 and the 9, but that is okay, Gonzalez said. There is a long run to the first turn and he can move in and get a good position without losing much ground. Crazy Beautiful, Phoenix Thoroughbred Limited's Crazy Beautiful took to the track along with her stablemate, Derby contender King Fury, during the training period reserved for horses pointed to the 2 big races Friday and Saturday. Following a quiet Sunday morning at trainer Kenny McPeak's farm, the filly had an easy jog and a gallop with exercise rider Danny Ramsey. She's coming into this thing like a beast, McPeak said. I've been watching some of the others out there, and I feel pretty confident that we'll get a piece of it. And if Crazy Beautiful delivers? McPeak said his reaction would be, about time. I've been second 3 times and fourth 3 times. We've run well, and if you keep doing that, eventually you're going to get it. Malathat, Shadwell Stables Malathat went to the racetrack at 7:30 during the special training period and exercise rider Amelia Green was at the controls for a visit to the gate and a 1 3/8 mile gallop as she readies for Friday's Kentucky Oaks. How did she handle the gate? Green was asked. Perfect, was the answer. The gallop was a good one, too, she noted. Malathat drew post 10 for Friday's Oaks. I'm basically fine with the draw, trainer Todd Pletcher said. I probably would have preferred to be a bit more toward the middle, but if it was a case of drawing inside or outside, I'll take the outside. It'll work out fine. The Bay Curlin filly is 4-4-4 in her brief career, most recently ringing the bell in the Great Ashland Stakes at Keeneland on April 3. She'll be handled by Hall of Fame rider John Velazquez Friday and is the 5-2 morning line favorite in the $1.25 million run for the Lilies. Maracuja, Beach Haven Thoroughbreds Maracuja completed her journey from Elmont, New York, arriving at Churchill Downs Monday morning for trainer Rob Atras. The Daughter of Honor Code was second in Aqueduct's April 3 Gazelle, G3, and will get her first feel for the Churchill Downs main track Tuesday morning. She drew post 2 in the Oaks. I think the draw is fine, Atras said. In 2-turn races I would prefer a middle draw, but being down inside isn't necessarily bad either. Hopefully, we can save some ground into the turn and not get shuffled back. My filly doesn't have a lot of tactical speed, so it's not that big of a deal since we weren't going to be going to the lead early anyway. Milefa. Judd Monty Farms Milefa galloped a little more than a mile under exercise rider Ailsa Morrison on the filly's first day back on the track following a bullet work of 59.60 on Saturday. Trained by Bill Mott, Milefa drew post position 14 for Friday's Oaks. Maures, Don Alberto Stables homebred filly Maures took advantage of the 7:30 to 7:45 a.m. training period at Churchill Downs Monday to stretch her legs as she moves closer to her Kentucky Oaks state this Friday. Trainer Michael McCarthy was on the scene for her 1 1/4 mile gallop after returning from the Bay Area and Golden Gate Fields in California, where he had run 6 of his stable's horses Sunday. Exercise rider Ilya Khrushchevska was aboard Maures for her exercise. The Ukrainian-born horsewoman, who has been in the United States for 8 years, reported that the filly went well in her move. She was very professional, she said. Maures drew post 8 in the Oaks. It should be just fine, McCarthy said. There is plenty of tactical speed and she's easy to ride. I'm happy with our spot. McCarthy indicated that the filly would gallop the rest of the week up to her Friday testing in the 9-furlong Oaks. Past the Champaign, trainer George Weaver was en route to Churchill Downs Monday to catch up with his filly Past the Champaign, who arrived around 7 a.m. from the South Florida. Several hours later she drew post position 5 for Friday's race. "I'm happy with it," Weaver said. "I was hoping for a spot between 4 and 7. Past the Champaign will gallop the next 3 mornings." Weaver said he hasn't determined the exact time yet. Search results. Claire Ravitch Stable's search results picked up the pace a bit Monday morning, as she galloped 1 3/8 miles for trainer Chad Brown and continues to thrive here. The undefeated daughter of Flattery returned to the track Sunday with a light jog around and will school in the paddock at some point this week. Will's Secret, Willis Horton's Honey Bee, GII, winner Will's Secret jogged at 7:30 a.m. for trainer Dallas Stewart. She's scheduled to gallop at the same time Monday. The field for the $1.25 million Longines Kentucky Oaks: Pauline's Pearl, Ricardo Santana Jr., 21, Maracuja, Kendrick Carmouche, 21, Clary, Tyler Gaffalian, 5-1, Crazy Beautiful, Jose Ortiz, 15-1, Past the Champaign, Javier Castellano, 15-1, Travel Column, Florent Giroux, 3-1, Ava's Grace, David Cohen, 51, Maurez, Flavian Pratt, 31, Coach, Luis Cease, 51, Malathat, John Velasquez, 5-2, Will's Secret, John Court, 31, Search results, Irad Ortiz Jr., 3-1, Competitive Speed, Chris Landeros, 51, Malefe Joel Rosario, 21. All starters will carry 121 pounds. Stakes probables. The following are the early probable stakes race entrants for Kentucky Derby Day, according to Assistant Racing Secretary and Stakes Coordinator Dan Bork. The 30th running of the $500,000 American Turf presented by Derby City Gaming, Grade 2, run on Saturday, May 1st at 1 1/16 miles on turf. Entries close Tuesday, April 27. Fire at Will, Mike Maker, Holy Vow, John Ortiz, Lucky Law, Patrick Biancone, Palazzi, Mark Cass, Win From Within, Todd Pletcher. The 97th running of the $500,000 Pat Day Mile presented by LG&D and KU, run on Saturday, May 1st at 1 mile. Entries close Tuesday, April 27. Excellent timing, Chad Brown, Gretzky the Great, Mark Cass, Jackie's Warrior, Steve Asmussen, Prevalence, Brendan Walsh, Whiskey Double, Steve Asmussen. Possible, Dream Shake, Peter Yurden, Dreamer's Disease, Robertino Diodoro. The 36th running of the $500,000 Longines Distaff Turf Mile, Grade 2, run on Saturday, May 1st at 1 mile on turf. Entries close Tuesday, April 27. Abscond, Eddie Kindley, Blowout, Chad Brown, Got Stormy, Mark Cass. The 35th running of the $500,000 Derby City Distaff presented by Kendall Jackson Winery, Grade I, run on Saturday, May 1st at 7 furlongs. Entries close Tuesday, April 27. Bell's the One, Neil Pesson, Gamine, Bob Baffert, Sconson, Greg Foley. Possible, Finite, Steve Asmussen, Hibiscus Punch, Justin Nixon. The 86th running of the $500,000 Churchill Downs presented by Ford, Grade I, run on Saturday, May 1st at 7 furlongs. Entries close Tuesday, April 27. Bongo, Greg Foley, Hog Creek Hustle, Vicky Foley, Lexitonian, Jack Sisterson, Fat Man, Kent Sweezy, Mind Control, Greg Secco, Tap It to Win, Mark Cass. The 35th running of the $1 million Old Forester Bourbon Turf Classic, Grade I, run on Saturday, May 1st at 1 1/8 miles on turf. Entries close Tuesday, April 27. Colonel Liam, Todd Pletcher, Digital Age, Chad Brown, Iver, BRZ, Paolo Lobo, Master Sounds, Richard Baltas, Ride a Comet, Mark Cass, Smooth Like Straight, Michael McCarthy. Possible, Flavius, Chad Brown, Spooky Channel, Brian Lynch. Rise the guy ready to attempt repeating Isaac Murphy Marathon. Trainer Ian Wilkes decided that Tuesday's third running of the $130,000 Isaac Murphy Marathon overnight stakes was the perfect spot for Lothenbach Stables' Rise the Guy to end his nearly 6-month break from racing. Last year, as a 4-year-old, Rise the Guy was a front-running, 4 3/4 length winner of the Champions Day 1.5 mile feature. Now, he'll try to repeat that effort in the feature on the rechristened Champions for Change program that kicks off the 5 days of Derby Week racing. It's not an easy assignment, going 1.5 miles off a layoff, said Wilkes. But I think he just likes that sort of race. The last time Rise the Guy competed was last November 6, in the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, GII, at Keeneland, where he finished last in a field of 14. I was going to run him at Keeneland, but then I saw the overnight stake here, Wilkes said of the race, which drew a field of 8 older horses. Since it was the race he won last year, I thought it would be a good spot. The day's feature race was renamed to honor Murphy, a legendary rider and native Kentuckian, and to celebrate the role that black horse people have played in thoroughbred racing. It also serves as a signal of an industry-wide commitment to increase diversity and inclusivity in the sport. Champions for Change also will feature partner organizations with missions that support equitable opportunities in racing. I'm very satisfied with the way he's trained, Wilkes said of the son of distorted humor. He's very easy to train, and does things well. He's pretty well push-button, as far as training goes. Regular rider Chris Landeros will be aboard Rise the Guy, who starts from the No. 5 post position. The major obstacle to Rise the Guy could be Flying P Stables' Lone Rock, who is the 8-5 morning line favorite. Trained by Robertino Diodoro, Lone Rock romped to a 6 3/4 length victory at the marathon distance April 11 at Oaklawn Park and has won 2 of 3 starts this year. He is doing really good and he worked well here Tuesday, a half mile in, 49, Diodoro said. And the purse increase, by $10,000 announced Thursday, that's nice boost. Ramon Vasquez, who was aboard for the first time in the April 11 victory, retains the mount Tuesday. The 1.5 mile main track test will go as the 8th race on Tuesday afternoon's 9-race program with a 4:22 p.m. all times Eastern, post time. First post is 12:45 p.m. Backside media protocols: all media without a bar and area parking pass must park in the brown, turquoise or yellow lot and will not be permitted to drive through the stable gate entrance. Also, media members that plan to be on the backside that have not picked up their Kentucky Derby credentials, must email Kevin Kursine at kevin.kursine@kderby.com with their driver's license number to be added to the credential system. Failure to do so may not permit you access to the backside. Credential office hours can be found in the Kentucky Derby Rules and Regulations document that was sent via email with the credential link. The brown, turquoise and yellow lots will be open through Wednesday. Kentucky Derby, Oaks morning workouts open to public, though Wednesday, April 28, Churchill Downs will be open free of charge daily from 7 to 10 a.m. so guests can watch the nation's top 3-year-old thoroughbreds train toward their engagements in this year's Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks. Horses train on Churchill Downs main track daily from 5:15 to 10 a.m. However, there will be an exclusive training window only for Derby and Oaks participants from 7:30 to 7:45 a.m. following the 7 to 7:30 a.m. renovation break. Those horses will be identified by special saddle towels which include their names, yellow saddle towels for Derby horses and pink saddle towels for Oaks contenders. Churchill Downs will live stream the Kentucky Derby morning works presented by twinspires.com across its social media channels. Video also will be broadcast on Churchill Downs Big Board. Guests can enter Churchill Downs through the paddock gate and should park for free in the nearby white lot for convenient entry. Guests will be directed to sections 115-117 to watch the morning workouts. Face coverings are required and guests must practice social distancing. Churchill Downs will continue to rely on proven health and safety protocols and operate within the guidance of local and state health officials as well as the CDC. Food and beverage may not be brought into the facility through Wednesday, April 28 because of Kentucky Derby Week security protocols, but Churchill Downs' new paddock grill will be open during that period to offer breakfast items for purchase.